Jurassic Park. It is an absolutely legendary movie, bringing things to life on screen like never done before. Jurassic Park has created massive amounts of dinosaur fans, and I'm proud to say that I am one of them. Personally, Jurassic Park is my favorite film of all time. Spielberg did an amazing job of creating this film and creating a masterpiece. Through working on some film sets myself, I know how much stress is put on continuity and minimizing mistakes. But all films have their hiccups, and these are some that you may have missed. Today we will look into some of the mistakes that the Jurassic Park film has made. These will focus on the on-screen mistakes rather than the genetic mistakes or appearance of the dinosaurs, as that is a whole nother topic altogether. Let's kick things off with quite a big mess up. Dennis Nedry, the Jurassic Park's employee who caused quite a lot of trouble while trying to steal the dinosaurs' DNA. He also may have caused some mishaps within the Jurassic Park production crew as well. As he enters the storage facility of the dinosaur's DNA, he begins to take the capsules and put them in his Barbasol can. But here enters mistake number 1. As the camera frames the capsules, no one notices that the spelling on two very well-known dinosaurs are incorrect. First, Tyrannosaurus Rex is spelled incorrectly, missing an extra N. Then you may have also noticed Stegosaurus rather than Stegosaurus. But amazingly, they managed to correctly spell Metriacanthosaurus. A quick spelling check could have prevented this, but dealing with such amazing DNA, who has time for spelling, right? Much like many of these other mistakes, continuity is kind of a thing they struggle with. Remember that goat they tried to feed to the T-Rex? Well, in this scene, once it becomes clear of the goat's fate, we can see that the leg of the animal drops on the glass window on top of the car. Right after the lawyer decides he needed a bathroom break, the shot cuts to him leaving the car. But with a quick cut back to the kids, it would appear that the leg has disappeared. Besides abandoning the kids, the lawyer seems to cause another problem. When he decides to run, he is shown to have left the car door open. When you cut to this angle from Ian Malcolm and Dr. Grant's vehicle, the door is shown to be closed. But all of a sudden, the T-Rex approaches the kids and the door is magically reopened. I can't imagine they'd reopen the door just to look at the dinosaur, only to close it and then be spotted by the T-Rex. After the goat, we get to see Rexy, the female Tyrannosaur, burst through the electric fencing while the power is turned off. Now this scene has been one of the most controversial scenes in the franchise. Some have even attempted to defend it, or explain it. As she has her snack of the lawyer, she then proceeds to make Dr. Grant and the kids get very close to the edge. But wait a second, how did she get up that in the first place? Now let's cut to a scene when our protagonists are entering the park for a look at a fencing fail. With dinos all around the park, you'd think they wouldn't be so cheap with the fencing along the main gate. I mean, they spared no expense, right? Wrong. Here, as they enter the iconic Jurassic Park main gate, we get a glimpse at the main gate fail. As the camera cuts to another shot, we get a look at an incomplete fence that really has no purpose at all. That's a pretty big fail, but sadly, that's not the only time it happens. As Dr. Grant and the kids are climbing out of the T-Rex paddock, the case of incomplete fencing happens once again. Now let's get back to more mistakes made while Nedry was involved. We can go to the scene when he decides to call his meetup to deliver the dino DNA. While video calling in 1993 wasn't really a thing, they still managed to make it happen in this scene. But unfortunately, it might have been too hard for them to handle. As you can see, Nedry is talking to his meetup in real time. In this scene, he is actually playing a video, as realized by the moving time bar. Not sure why they didn't just decide to go borderless. It might have been too hard for them to produce. Nedry. Here is another one where Nedry is involved. Nothing puts a damper on someone's spirit like lost luggage. But here we can find Dennis Nedry, not fazed at all. As he is making a deal with Dodson, he clearly has his brown leather bag under his arm. As a quick camera angle changes and suddenly, bam, it's gone. Giving a break from Nedry mistakes, let's briefly see some others. As John Hammond, who was portrayed by the late great Sir Richard Attenborough, arrived at the dig site, with him he brought a few mistakes. As Dr. Alan Grant would rush to the trailer to see who had brought the helicopter to his dig site, here enters a mistake you may have missed. As Dr. Grant is seen entering the trailer, you can clearly see that the hinges on the door are on the right, and he opens it as such. As he enters, if by some magic trick he opens the door that swings left. Minimal mistake, yes, but this seems to have a domino effect, as moments later we can notice another mistake. Here we see John Hammond talking and cleaning a wine glass. Much like I did when watching the movie, I focused more on what was happening rather than the little details. As Hammond is cleaning the glass, the towel goes from white to pink. Spectacular. Let's bring light to a mistake that is not that easy to notice. Jurassic Park will always be a legendary film for what they were able to bring to life on screen. With a lot of use of animatronics rather than CGI, we can see why in this scene. At the end of the film, just before Dr. Grant, Ellie, and the kids are taken out by the velociraptors, the apex predator of the dinosaurs appears to save the day. As she snatches up one of the raptors, it seems that the raptor disappears while in the jaws of the Rex. I know CGI must have been expensive back then, but this just has to be something they accidentally missed. Now this has got to be one of my favorite mistakes, just because of how silly it is. Lots of people want their time in the spotlight even if it isn't their face. Here we introduce Handyman, a wannabe film star who wants some recognition, and here I am to give him some. In the scene where the crew is bringing in the raptors, we get a glimpse at this gentleman on top of the dino's cage. As the raptor aggressively bangs the cage, it causes a crew member to fall off the cage, and here enters Handyman. As the Jurassic Park workers takes his descent, there Handyman is to protect the expensive 90s camera. It is a quick cameo and didn't get the airtime he so certainly felt he deserved, so he decided to get on camera once more. Jurassic Park was ahead of his time, and with that they were still limited on certain technologies. With CGI being used so sparingly, we once more get to see Handyman petting the velociraptor as she is heading out to look for the kids. Very hard to justify not seeing that, but nevertheless, we once more get to see Handyman. Jurassic Park will always be a movie edged in film history, from the wonder and beauty that they brought to screen, to the terror and fear of playing God that was portrayed in the film. Nothing is perfect, and these were mistakes that were accidentally added into the film. Either way, the film created dinosaur lovers worldwide, with me included. I'd love to hear down below which mistakes you already knew about, and if I missed any. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate a like if you feel that I deserved it. Until next time, this is Content Jungle, signing out.